Hi there, I'm Mike Gales for Everlast Nutrition, and so you decided that you're going to take up some boxing or some MMA to get yourself in great shape. And that, my friend, is a wise move because training for combat sports just crushes calories. Even if you never intend on fighting, training like a fighter is going to get you in tremendous shape in no time. And in this video, we're going to take a look at which style of glove is best suited for you. When you go to the store to shop for gloves, there's quite a large selection to choose from, with many different styles and different sizes and weights. And so in this video, let's try and demystify that a little bit for you. The very first suggestion that I'm going to make is to stick with the concept of specificity. So what I mean by that is that if you plan on competing in a certain discipline and you only plan on buying one pair of gloves, then I would definitely buy the specific gloves that go along with that discipline. So that would be MMA gloves if you're planning on competing in MMA, or boxing gloves if you plan on competing in boxing. But if you're just looking to train and get yourself in phenomenal shape, then let's take a look at some different styles of gloves, and let's go over some things to consider for each of the main styles. First, let's take a look at a typical MMA glove, and these are 7-ounce MMA gloves from Everlast. And they do offer adequate protection to punch the heavy bag, the double-ended bag, or even the focus mitts. And they have added wraparound wrist support, which offers a little more protection, and they also have a Velcro attachment so that you can put them on and take them off by yourself. And when it comes to an MMA style of glove, notice that these gloves still allow you to have the dexterity of using your fingers. And that is a huge consideration, depending on what you actually plan on doing as far as training goes, because you could use these gloves to hit the bag, the pads, etc., and then transition right into some grappling or some wrestling. Likewise, you can create circuits of hitting the bag, and then transition right into doing certain bodyweight exercises like push-ups and chin-ups. Or you can even work the bag, the double-ended bag, and the mitts, and then transition directly into lifting weights, which is great for circuit training, CrossFit, and that style of training. So having the ability to grasp objects without having to remove the glove is a huge asset, and is definitely something to consider. They are typically not too expensive, and they're pretty durable. The downside to these gloves is that they only offer moderate protection when really punching a heavy bag, and they are pretty lightweight, so you could potentially get a better bag workout using a heavier style of glove. Next up, let's take a look at what I would consider a typical bag glove. This one here is a 16-ounce glove for Everlast, and this is a perfect overall training glove that can be used for the double-ended bag, some focus mitt training, and I find it's just tailor-made to bang away at the heavy bag. It has the wrist support along with a Velcro attachment, so you can put those gloves on and take them off by yourself. And you can usually find these gloves anywhere from 8 to 16 ounces. And I personally always like to recommend going with a heavier glove to really increase the intensity of your workouts. And finally, this is an all-around training glove and you can use it for sparring. But in a perfect world, I wouldn't recommend that, as I do find that the Velcro attachments can scratch you or your partner while you guys are jockeying for position in close quarters. So you definitely could use it for sparring, but if you're looking to spar, I would recommend our next style of glove. So as for the pros, it's a great all-around training glove, and it's not too expensive. And you could put them on and take them off by yourself, so you can train all alone, and you could still even use them for some circuit training. And as for the cons, well, you still do have to take them off to do some circuit training, as opposed to the MMA glove, which you could leave on. And I do find that they're good, but they're not the best glove for sparring. Finally, let's take a look at what I would consider to be a sparring glove. And these are the gloves that have the laces. Now these are also great all-around gloves that can also be used for the double-ended bag, the mitts, or even the heavy bag. But for me, these are primarily sparring gloves. The laces will provide you with the ultimate support for both your wrist and your hands. And that can be important for sparring because you might land your punches on a super hard target like somebody's elbow. And we usually use a round of tape over the laces once you're all tied up to keep both you and your sparring partners safe from abrasions in close quarters. They're also a better quality of leather and a better quality glove in general, which are better for your hands and for your opponent's face as they lead to less cuts because the higher quality leather tends to be a little smoother. You can get sparring gloves from 10 to 20 ounces, and I personally use at least 18-ounce gloves to spar. And the reason is, for one, I want to have a better workout, and two, the softer gloves are better on my sparring partner's face and ribs. And if you enjoy having sparring partners, and the keyword here is partners, then this is a good thing. So as for the pros, the lace gloves are usually the best for sparring and the highest quality, that offer the best protection for your hand Any extra cushioning offers the best protection for your sparring partner. As for the cons, they're usually the most expensive. And also because they're lace gloves, you're going to need someone else to help you put them on and probably take them off. So for the bottom line, in a perfect world, if you're only going to buy one pair of gloves and your goal is to do a lot of circuit training that involves some boxing and then transitioning to body weight exercises or lifting weights, then your best option is probably going to be the MMA glove. If you're going to put a little bit more focus on boxing and primarily hit the heavy bag, the focus mitts, or the double-ended bag, then your best option is going to be what I consider the bag glove or the boxing training glove, and that's the one with the Velcro, because it offers great protection for your hands, it's not too expensive, and you can still put them on and take them off by yourself. And finally, if you're looking to do a lot of sparring, then I would suggest that you spend a little more money and go with the laced gloves, and preferably at least 16 ounces, to keep both your hands and your sparring partners in good health. And for the sparring gloves, as well with all the gloves, there are different sizes and weights. And as far as the size goes, you want to make sure that it fits snugly in the glove while you're wearing hand wraps, but it's not so tight that it could potentially cut off any circulation. And as far as the weight goes, heavier gloves will give you more protection for your hands and give you a more taxing workout because they are heavier. But on the flip side, they will also slow you down and limit the impact of your punches during sparring. So as a general rule, if you're a lighter guy, maybe you'll be aiming for 12-ounce gloves for the heavy bag and maybe 14-ounce gloves for sparring. And if you're a heavyweight, you'll be definitely going at least 14-ounce gloves for the heavy bag, and I would recommend at least 16 or 18-ounce gloves for the sparring, just to ensure that you don't hurt either your hands or somebody else in practice. Now, no matter which style of glove that you choose, please do not forget to use hand wraps, because they're cheap and they're just as important for protecting your hands as the gloves. This has been Mike Gales for Everlast Nutrition, and if you like these videos, then please click below to like or subscribe, as we're constantly posting great ideas and new tips to get you into the absolute greatest shape possible.